This is your primetime forecast for East Alabama and West Georgia from Dr. Don's Weather. Dr. Don's Weather is made possible by the Randolph County Commission, First Light Coffee, Roger Bell Auto Brokers, Southern Auction Solutions, Genesis Swake Clinic, Jimmy Stevens Construction, Anchor Roofing, the Town of Wadley, Auction 431 South, the Salem Auction House, and Bama Diesel Repair. From the Alpha Weather Center, powered by Boondocks Barbecue and Creamery, Southern Union State Community College, and the venue at 5 Points Farms. Here's Dr. Don.
Hey, here in East Alabama and West Georgia, you made it through the 4th of July, Part 1. You got Part 2 today, Part 3 on Saturday. That's the thing about having a long holiday weekend. You get to celebrate it multiple times. And I know there were lots of fireworks shows last night. There will be fireworks shows tonight and again on Saturday. Just Google it, and you'll find all those different locations. Weather-wise, we've got some changes on the way. We'll tell you all about it coming up in this morning's edition of your primetime forecast on Dr. Don's Weather. Thank you to Mr. Mark Mitchell of Bama Diesel Repair. Get in touch with Mark today for all of your truck and tractor repair needs at 256-201-3685. Remember Mark Mitchell in Woodland, Alabama for all of your diesel repair needs. And get your ducks in a row with Jamie Dukas at 256-831-7770. You can also click the link at the top of the video to find out what Jamie Dukas can do for you with Alpha Insurance. He'll let you know if he can save you money and increase your insurance coverage at the same time. Jamie Dukas, for your insurance needs across Alabama and Georgia. It's going to be another hot day across the region. We do have heat advisories in effect, and there could be a storm or two, especially this afternoon into this evening. Again, the heat advisory until 9 p.m. this evening, storms likely this afternoon, and we're now in a stormy period through about Monday, and that may get extended into Tuesday and Wednesday depending on what ultimately happens with Hurricane Beryl, who is barreling down on the Yucatan Peninsula this morning. We'll show you that in just a bit. But I wanted to show you this graphic. This is the lightning output for this afternoon. So if you're going to be outside, and again, most folks are off today, so there will be celebrations on the lakes, rivers, creeks, and in your backyard pool today, just like there was yesterday. And I want you to pay attention to this graphic. This is the lightning risk for this afternoon and tonight, and you can see that there is a significant lightning risk across most of East Alabama and West Georgia, and an elevated risk across the rest of the area. So this means that we most likely are going to see showers and thunderstorms this afternoon. One of the hazards from these type summer afternoon storms will be the lightning output. Respect the lightning. If you hear rumbles of thunder off in the distance, if you look up and the skies are darkening off to your north, northwest, or west, it's time to call it off, folks. You don't want to stay outside around that body of water. Oh, we got 10, 15 minutes. We're good. Let's celebrate some more. Don't do that. If you start to hear that thunder, if you see those skies darkening, it's time to call it right there and head indoors, especially if you're on the lakes and the creeks and the rivers. It may take you a few moments to get to safety. So don't try to squeeze out another 10 or 15 minutes because you're going to be putting yourself at danger if you do. Remember, if you can hear thunder, you're close enough to be struck by lightning. Now, you can hear thunder from quite a distance away, so you start to hear those rumbles, get indoors. Also, be weather aware. Know that there is that risk. If you know someone who's going to be outside celebrating today, call them and tell them, hey, look, you got to make sure you know what's going on out there because there could be some pretty strong thunderstorms this afternoon. Now, we don't anticipate widespread organized severe weather, but you know how this works. These storms in the summertime in the afternoon in July can be quite significant across Alabama and Georgia. So a rogue, strong, or maybe even marginally severe storm certainly cannot be ruled out this afternoon. take those precautionary measures and be safe if you're going to be outside this afternoon. All right, let's take a look at what's happening with Beryl this morning. At 4 a.m., the center of Hurricane Beryl was located near latitude 20.1 north, longitudes 86.9 west. Beryl is moving toward the west-northwest at 15 miles per hour, and a west-northwest motion is expected during the next day or so, with the center expected to make landfall in the Yucatan Peninsula this morning. As a matter of fact, it's in the process of doing that right now. This update I'm reading you was from 4 a.m. this morning. We've just gotten notification that Beryl is making landfall. It is expected to emerge over the southwestern Gulf of Mexico tonight, and then move to the northwest toward Mexico and southern Texas by the end of the weekend. Maximum sustained winds are near 110 miles per hour with higher gusts. Rapid weakening is expected after Beryl moves inland. It's a mountainous terrain there and crosses the Yucatan Peninsula. But slow re-intensification is expected once Beryl makes it back over the Gulf of Mexico. Beryl has been a storm that just will not go away. It has encountered high-level shear, which should have completely blown the tops of the storms off out in the Caribbean. That didn't happen. Beryl interacted with several different islands that should have weakened the storm. That didn't happen. So now Beryl is going across the Yucatan Peninsula. We'll see what happens here. But we're thinking we're going to see it back to hurricane status by the time it makes landfall. Most likely somewhere around South Padre Island in Texas. That's right there at the Texas and Mexico border. And then the $64 million question is, what happens to Beryl after that? Well, of course, we know Beryl will be downgraded from a hurricane, probably down to a tropical storm or maybe even a depression as Beryl moves up into east central Texas. But we believe it's going to take a hard right and then move back across Arkansas, maybe northern Mississippi or up into southern Missouri, maybe western Texas as it curves back off to the northeast. That's what these systems typically do after they make landfall. So it remains to be seen just what kind of impact we may have across Alabama and Georgia as we get to Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday of next week. There probably won't be much left of this storm as it makes that turn back to the east. So maybe some increased moisture levels. That's probably about all we would see off of this, if we see anything at all. It may completely dissolve over Texas. So still a question mark there as far as we're concerned. Certainly no hurricane or tropical weather for Alabama or Georgia. The only real major effect is going to be down along the Gulf Coast of Mississippi, Alabama, Florida, where the riptide currents are going to be tremendous again today. And that will continue right on through the weekend. So if you're at the coast, if you're vacationing for the 4th of July down in Panama City or anywhere between Texas and Miami along the Gulf of Mexico, riptide currents are going to be pretty bad. If you see those red flags, double red flags, do not get in the water. Looking at the current conditions this morning at the venue at 5 Points Farms in 5 Points, Alabama. Currently 75.4 degrees. It feels like 77.2 out there already. It's going to be another stifling day. Wind out of the west at 3, gusting to about 3 and 4. Humidity is 98%. The barometric pressure 29.95. Dew point 75. No rain in the past 24 hours, and we so desperately need it. High temperature yesterday was 91.4. And we're looking at fair skies this morning. Sunrise at 5:36 a.m. Sunsets at 7:55 p.m. this evening. 6-day forecast from the Alpha Weather Center. Jamie Dukas, your local Alpha agent. For today, an 80% chance of showers and thunderstorms. That'll be after about 1 o'clock this afternoon. Again, some of those storms could be on the strong side. A tremendous lightning output with these storms. You do not want to stay outside with thunder in the distance. Head for the house. 91 will be your afternoon high. And we've got that heat advisory still in effect through 9 o'clock tonight. and so it's going to feel much warmer than 91. And I know if you're looking at the heat advisory graphic, it looks kind of weird. There are 2 or 3 counties in East Alabama that show they're not covered by the heat advisory. It's just like a big hole in the map. I cannot explain that to you other than that little bitty part of East Alabama is at a different elevation than the rest of Alabama and Georgia. But if I'm a weather forecaster, I'm going to go ahead and color those counties and call it the same, so it's not confusing to everybody. So that's what we're doing here on Dr. Don's Weather. I mean, if you're in East Alabama and West Georgia, you're under a heat advisory today. It's going to be stifling hot out there. Be very careful. Don't overdo it. For tomorrow, a 70% chance of showers and thunderstorms, maybe a little fog to start the day. 90 will be the high temperature on Saturday. For Sunday, showers and thunderstorms, even odds at 50-50. 92 your high. Mondays, we all head back to work. Maybe a little bit cooler, but a 70% chance of showers and thunderstorms, 89 your high. Right now, we've got a 60% chance of rain on Tuesday with a high near 90. And Wednesday, a 40% chance with a high near 90. We may have to up that 40% chance a little bit, depending on what's left of Beryl and how fast Beryl moves and exactly what the track is going to be of what's left of Beryl. So just keep in mind, we may have to increase that chance of rain out there on Wednesday and Thursday of next week. Let's take a look at your Southern Union State Community College live Doppler HD radar. All quiet across Alabama and Georgia for the moment, with the exception of the Mobile Bay area, where we do see some showers and thunderstorms down there around Dauphin Island and back over toward Fort Morgan. We've got some showers and thunderstorms there. But then back up to the north, you look at western Tennessee, back over into central Arkansas and extreme northwest Mississippi. Now, that's a storm front that's slowly moving to the east, and we'll see that build to the south as it moves to the east. And along with just pop-up storms, that's where the majority of our rain will come from as we get into the afternoon hours this afternoon across East Alabama and West Georgia. If you can help us out, we really need your help. If you'll click that link at the top of the video, there it is on the screen. But if you'll go to the top of the video on Facebook, you'll see a clickable link. On YouTube, the link is at the bottom of the video. It's clickable as well, and it'll take you over to our weather store. You can pick up a Dr. Don coffee cup, a t-shirt, or a baseball cap. Part of the proceeds from the sales of those items come back to support us here at Dr. Don's Weather. And you'll also find all kinds of different options to send us donations. Cash App. We have Facebook Stars. We have PayPal. All kinds of different ways you can do it. They're all secure, and we do need your support. So please consider that. Also, support us on social media by liking us, following us, sharing us with your friends. Head over to our YouTube channel. Click the subscribe button. Hit that little notification bell. Like us and share us on YouTube as well. And that'll help us out tremendously. It gets our numbers up there. Hope you have a great 4th of July .2 because today is it's going to be a repeat of yesterday, and then we'll do it again on Saturday. Be safe, be careful, be mindful of the weather, know what's going on around you, be situationally aware, and if the good Lord's willing and the creek don't rise, I'll see you back in here first thing tomorrow morning with another edition of your primetime forecast on Dr. Don's Weather.
This has been your primetime forecast for East Alabama and West Georgia from the Alpha Weather Center. Powered by Southern Union State Community College, the venue at 5 Points Farms and Boondocks Barbecue and Creamery. Dr. Don's Weather is supported by the Randolph County Commission, First Light Coffee, Roger Bell Auto Brokers, Southern Auction Solutions, Genesis Weight Clinic, Jimmy Stevens Construction, Anchor Roofing, the Town of Wadley, Auction 431 South, the Salem Auction House, and Bama Diesel Repair. Be sure to like us on Facebook, share us with all of your friends, and subscribe to Dr. Don's Weather on YouTube. We will be back tomorrow morning with another edition of your primetime forecast on Dr. Don's Weather.